Nah, man, Sony's actually fucking stupid, bro. Are they actually stupid? They have to be thick in their head. What is actually wrong with like the higher ups at Sony? No, no, no. I wouldn't even say Sony. I wouldn't even say PlayStation at this point. Because whatever this guy called James, Jim, or whatever the fuck his name is, he's fucked it all up, bro. This is actually ridiculous, right? I don't know if you guys heard the news or not, right? But okay, so there was a whole entire thingy. Everyone but Sony says Microsoft is holding players back due to exclusivity of COD, right? And that Sony had the cheek to say that nothing rivals COD apparently, right? And so I don't get this, right? Because they asked extremely big companies, they've asked Google, they've asked Bing, they've asked Amazon, and all of them said that it's okay for Microsoft to buy it. It's reasonable. But why is Sony the only one having a problem? Nintendo didn't complain. So you can't say it's because they're Japanese or whatever. No, it's not. Nintendo didn't complain. Nintendo's a Japanese based company. So why the actual fuck? And I'm sorry for my language, but why the actual fuck is Sony chatting its ugly rat mouth? Because give me one good reason why it is speaking its mouth for this sake to arguably go against Microsoft's own achievements. It's because they're jealous and they're salty, right? They said how nothing rival CODs apparently. Fortnite, what other game that come up? Yeah, Fortnite, Smash Bros, this and that. None of that rivals COD because COD is way more important and is way more bigger than those like franchises. Yeah, I'd willingly say yeah, it's bigger than those franchises. But unlike those franchises, COD has been going downhill recently. COD has progressively gotten worse and worse as time has gone on. So why is it that Sony has the right to shine like praise praise COD in this way, saying that nothing rivals it and that it's problematic for Xbox to gain it? It's because they're just salty, right? And apparently, oh, nothing rivals it or whatever, and that it's a problem that Microsoft has COD as exclusivity. But we also what no one's mentioning the fact that like Xbox now owns Minecraft, and Minecraft is arguably the biggest game in the world, and Minecraft is on everything because they know willingly that they'll earn more money if it's on everything. If it's on PC, if it's on consoles, if it's on like what a phone, if it's on a tablet, if it's in a toilet stall, they would own so much money from it because it's everywhere. It will be everywhere. Everyone would buy it and everyone would play it, right? So they do not have the cheek to say that Xbox holding exclusivity over stuff is problematic, right? After them saying this, Sony was accused by Microsoft themselves of paying devs to block Game Pass.
Oi, don't say that. That's not true. That's not true.
Oh, I'm so I must.
Are you having a laugh as well? Because I don't want to hear it.
Stephen, I must
You
be
say that.
For their games to go on Game Pass, right? They have arguably done a counter deal against another company because they didn't want them to get bigger. What does this say about Sony to begin with? It just shows how disgusting they are. I'm not even going to give you time to answer that. It just shows how disgusting they are. It's actually truly horrifying how bad of a company this is. But you would have people who would run over there and just, give them a soppy toppy for like what? A 1 day pass of PSN. And it's just ridiculous. I hate to say it, but like not every Sony fanboy is like this, but there are some people like that. And there are some people like that with every single company. But I don't know what it is, but the PlayStation fan base is probably the worst of all the big gaming companies that's been out. They are arguably the worst. They would cry over an exclusive PlayStation game going onto PC. A good example of that is recently with Spider-Man. It's absolute childish behavior that they have. But besides the fan base, let me go back to Sony being stupid, right? After they were accused of stopping people from after they were accused of blocking devs by giving them money to refuse the Game Pass deals with their games, after they were accused, Sony hasn't said anything about it. They never claimed that it's not true. They didn't claim that it's true or not. They haven't said anything. If they haven't said anything, they literally have not said, no, that's not true. They have literally shot themselves in the foot because they basically publicly came out and just said that they've done it, that they've done that. That is disgusting, bro. What kind of company does this? And what makes it funny though is that the fact that they say how oh, because Microsoft exclusivity deal with Sony for COD is 3 years, it's inadequate because Sony has had COD on its consoles for 20 years. Okay, yeah, I understand that. It seems like you don't have any exclusive games that have been on all consoles for 20 years and that you've just magically pulled it out of your ass and spawned it on your own shit, you know? I guess there's no games like that, right? Like, this is ridiculous. I'm actually starting to lose my mind, bro. How is Sony getting so much money? How does Sony have so many fans? This news is so bad that if you go on Twitter or just anywhere on the internet, everyone is ripping into them recently. And it's disgusting. It's a valid reason to rip onto someone like that because this is wrong. You're complaining that another company has exclusivity of a gaming franchise that you once owned, and now you're complaining about it. It sounds like I don't know. It sounds like something like this has happened before, but with another gaming company. I just can't put my tongue on it. So I can't, yeah, I can't put my fingers on it. I don't want to put my tongue on their shit anyway. Sony has paid Final Fantasy to be exclusive. It's removed its PC tag off of the official trailer that came out, like what, 2 years ago. And by Final Fantasy, I mean Final Fantasy 16. I was looking out for that game. I have a PC at home. I was looking out for that game because when it came up with the PC tag, I lost my shit. Because I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. I love Final Fantasy. Like my favorite character still to this day is my boy Zack. But besides my boy Zack, bro, Sony needs to take a step back and actually look at themselves because this is ridiculous, right? They said how oh it was an inadequate deal, but you have an exclusive franchise now that you willingly paid money to. You said how oh because Microsoft is holding COD as an exclusive console, exclusive game now, impacts gamers. Excuse me? Impact of gamers. You just bought the rights to Final Fantasy 16 to be exclusive on your console. Doesn't that impact gamers? You just bought them out. You did it with Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 remake. That hasn't dropped on Xbox yet. It's dropped on PC, yeah, but with a terrible PC port. It just shows what all the money was put into. It was put into Sony and not the PC players. Because if the PC port was shit, what would that mean to me? Oh, I won't play it on PC then. I'll buy a PS5 and play it on there. Disgusting, bruv. Because it's on your console, there's less because it's on your console, there's less accessibility to any other console in existence now. Final Fantasy 16 is stuck on your console. I would have to buy a PS5 to play the game. I'm not buying a PS5, right? Especially now that you've increased the prices of the PS5 around the world except for USA. Apparently, increasing the price of your own console isn't impacting the world and impacting gamers across it as well. It's just salty. They're just salty.
Wait. Let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something. Wait. Sorry, wait. No. Wait.
What do you want to tell me?
Both of you guys.
What do you want to say?
Double check. Safety first.
I don't understand it. It's actually disgusting, bro. How is a company this big that salty because another company is doing the exact same thing it is? Bruv, they're upset that someone did something they did and now it's back to them and they're just crying about it. They're just salty that after Microsoft brought Activision Blizzard, Sony thought they were so cool because they brought Bungie. Bungie doesn't hold a candle to Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard was arguably like the biggest gaming company in existence at one point of time. I say like what, early 2000s, 2002 to like 2007 probably, in between there, something like that. It was huge. It was massive, right? And what does Bungie have that would hold up to that? Nothing. You bought shit. Some like Microsoft legit brought a diamond and you bought shit. What is wrong with you? You're actually stupid. And what makes it funny is that Sony was Blizzard's biggest customer in 2020. They spent 1.3 billion on their shit. They gave Blizzard 1.3 billion back in 2020. That's what Sony did. And now, right? And bro, this is ridiculous, bro. You gave them so much money in 2020, right? And I don't even know what the money even for. I'm not gonna bring up the tweet or anything because I can't be bothered anymore, right? But this is horrendous. You are literally backstabbers, bro. You are literally snakes with a silver tongue. Absolutely disgusting, bro. And you have people to this day who would dick ride the shit out of Sony. I know people who would dick ride the shit out of Sony because one of them, to me, is my best friend. And it's sad to say, he's probably watching this video and he's probably losing his shit like, hey, yo, why'd you drop my name in this? Because I'm dropping your name because I'm spitting facts. This is ridiculous. You would have people who would jump off cliffs with no parachute, no skydive equipment, no clothes, just the butt nakedness in themselves, jumping off a cliff to slam onto the ground to protect Sony. Why would you protect a scummy company like this? This company is literally, arguably, one of the most disgusting things on this planet. They are complaining that one company now has accessibility and exclusiveness to a certain game that they used to own, right? Sorry, a game that used to be on all consoles, and now they bought the rights to it, and they have the rights to put it on their console, but they refuse to because they would earn more money that way, and it's bigger that way, right? So they're complaining about that, but they're perfectly fine doing it to any other like game in existence. They've done it with Final Fantasy. They will do it again with anything. There's a lot more examples, but I don't need to point at any other one. Final Fantasy is huge. If you're a gamer and I tell you FF, your immediate thing in your brain will be, oh, Final Fantasy. If I show you a picture of Cloud, you will say, oh, Final Fantasy 7. Same with a picture of Sephiroth. Every gamer knows what Final Fantasy is. It's like, it's just one of those things that are just so huge to the point you will know it, right? I wouldn't say Final Fantasy is on par with like the rights of Pokemon, where if I show a picture of Pikachu to some random ass kid or to some old lady, they'll say Pikachu. They wouldn't know who Cloud is, for example. That's perfectly fine. But this is what I'm trying to say. Final Fantasy is such a main staple name in like gaming history to the point that most of it knows it. And you have literally brought it, you've brought its recent game. Sorry, it's past 2 recent games, and you slapped it onto your console. You've made an exclusive out of the recent one that's coming out soon. You've made it exclusive, you removed its PC tag from its initial trailer, and you had the cheek to say that it was never ever going to come to PC anyway. You basically spat on the face of PC players, right? And you have the cheek to complain that another company is doing the exact same thing you do. You are disgusting. You are vile. Companies like you are the reason why people don't want certain products, and why people don't trust what corporates say. Because this isn't right. This is wrong. Sony just needs to get their brain screw back on and actually fix up. Because at this point in time, I'd willingly say, like, yeah, Sony's PS4 destroyed the shit out of Xbox One. I'd willingly say that it destroyed it. Yeah, it destroyed it in like a game warfare, whatever the fuck you guys want to call it, the console wars or some shit, right? But now the PS5's out and people are barely fucking getting it because scalpers got their hands on it. Instead of making a new batch, they want to bring up the fucking price of it. People are struggling to get your shit and you want to bring up the price of it? While the Xbox Series X is out and everyone can get their hands on it because apparently it's a bad console, even though it's stronger than it. It's a bad console because there's hardly any games on it. Bruv, if you turn your head and look in the game store and find this thing called Game Pass, you would find 1,000 worth of game on there. Thousands worth. Some of those games are fucking huge. Doom Eternal, fucking Halo. Don't get me wrong, yeah, Halo Infinite was mid, but it's fucking on there, and that's a huge ass title. That's an Xbox AAA game, exclusive game on there, slapped onto that thingy right there for you to buy. What? Wait, did you just say you'd have to buy it? I can just get a subscription for it and just pay every month and just get so much games worth? Wow, that's cool. I guess I'll do that. Sony tried to make their own version of the Game Pass, and apparently it's mid. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, I actually don't understand this. Like, it's actually ridiculous, right? Sony just needs to get their head out their arse and fix up. Everyone used to like go to you, bow down to your feet because your games are so good. Yeah, your games are good, but they're just one-hit wonders. You play it once for the story, and that's it. You'll never pick it up again. Where I can arguably say that, like, for example, Pokemon. Yeah, recently Pokemon has been bad. But Pokemon Scarlet and Violet looks interesting. It looks like it's going back to its roots, but it's changing up. It's actually changing the stuff. I would I think I'd have more fun playing Pokemon Sword and Shield than fucking like a Sony console. Like Sony needs to get their head out their ass, bruv. Right? What was the most recent Sony exclusive that came out? Last of Us Part 1. The Last of Us 1 remaster or remake or whatever the fuck they want to call it. Why the fuck did you remake a game if there's gonna be a fucking HBO Max fucking series coming out for it in like a couple fucking like months? You basically just invalidated the point of the whole entire series. There was nothing new to the game, apparently. I don't even know because I don't fucking care. You ruined the whole entire franchise with the second game to it. Why the fuck would I want to buy the first one to make it look better when I could just buy the first one originally for like what, 20 fucking pounds, or just get a second hand one for like 15 at fucking CEX? Why the fuck would I pay 70 pounds? 70 pounds for a graphical update? Just fix yourself, bruv. Just actually fix yourself. There's something wrong with your company. You are actually salty and you're jealous. You don't like the finger being pointed to you, but you like to point it to other people and laugh at others when they don't get the stuff that they want. With that all being said, yeah, what's your thoughts on this take? Because to be honest, there's only one valid point here, and that's just bashing on Sony, like the rest of the internet is now. Because this is actually ridiculous. I've never seen like such a double standard before like this in my life. I want to know what you guys think. Please drop a like, subscribe. We need your help on this shit because ain't gonna lie, we're kind of struggling, bro. But like, please, man, just please, like, I beg you lot to just, just I can't even be bothered anymore. I'm literally just actually like hearing this has actually annoyed me and probably ruined my night today. Just drop a like, subscribe, share with your friends, write your opinion in the comments. Peace, man.